Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So I wasn't going to do a live stream this evening. I was actually going to go on another channel, but they couldn't make up their mind on whether or not they wanted to go live. So I'm back here again with all of you all, whoever may show up. So first off, I wanted to say I'm really impressed that several of you found my email today and were successfully able to email me. So very proud of you all for that. I got a few emails, and a few of you are, sharing your most intimate secrets and whatnot with me over email. I'm just kidding a bit, but I will respond to everybody. I got a lot of good info. Actually, I finally got Jay's info from the Yield Max, so that should be in short order now. Getting him on. So yeah, for all of you that emailed me today, thank you, and I'll definitely get back to you all very soon. With that being said, I figured I'd do some bonus content today. And since I get so many of you that ask about this KLIP fund, I guess I'll dedicate a video to it. I know I'm overdue for a lot of these other funds that we talk about because I've mainly been focused on TSLY, OARK, and NVDY and Aptly. And we can look at those again too. But for now, I'm going to go over this fund that seems to be a fan favorite, the KLIP fund. And I'll at least dedicate a short clip of this video to going over that fund. So with all of that being said, let me get the screen share going. And looks like a couple of you are showing up here. I know I'm kind of unannounced, so I'll expect some of you to trickle in as we go. But I didn't really announce this one. I'm like an hour later than I normally am, so we'll probably get some of you West Coast folks on here. So, all right, Yahoo Finance. So we have some headlines about a debt ceiling deal. Who cares about that? We know it'll get extended anyway, regardless, because it always does. It looks like the futures are up tomorrow, but we were way down today in most of the major indexes, and I'm really not sure why. I just noticed we really started free falling towards the end of the day. So TSLY was up, Aptly was up, NVDY was up. So that's good. OARK was down. Tesla was up a little bit. I got a really good email, by the way, from one of you that you asked Jay about how the the dividends are calculated for TSLY, and he gave a really good answer. Let me see if I can read that during this live stream here. But first, let me go into the actual topic of the video here. So KLIP. Let's look at KLIP. This is the Crane Shares China Internet and Covered Call Strategy ETF. And I've had several of you mention this. So I figured, what the heck? I'd do a video on it. And, since several of you were able to find my email, I figured I'd, throw out a bone, more or less, since most of the audience requests this. So offhand, I see we're down 7 cents today, 2028. Yahoo's not showing anything about a dividend. We're up 69 cents tomorrow. How about that? 69 or 3.4%. And we've been live in this fund for about 4 months. So since January 11th, 111. So looks like we're we're dropping in this fund. So don't really see the appeal. But for those of you value investors that are strictly dividend investors, I know you're chasing that. But remember the analogy I gave yesterday towards the end of the video. Keep that in mind. You want to look at a stock like at eye level. You don't want to look down right away at what attracts you, so keep that in mind. All right, so dividends only. Let's look at this. So this one has paid a dividend so far every month, and I can see the appeal for some of you because this is paying like $1 a month. So we've got 56 cents first month, and we had 116. So it doubled basically in 2 months, and then 1.098, and then 1.033. So, and then divide by 4 times 12. So we're on pace for like 11.55 in dividends. We haven't gotten a May announcement yet that I know of. Some of you may know, but right now we're on pace for like a 57% dividend yield. So I get the appeal. I do get that. But keep in mind that basically for every dollar in dividends in this fund, it's dropped by the same amount. You could basically add up basically um, the the amount of dividends, which I already forgot because I just cleared out my calculator. Silly me. But you could basically add up, which I'll do again, 56, 116, 1.098 plus 1.033. Okay, so that's 385. So the stock or the ETF has dropped by more than that, actually. So if you invested in the beginning of the year, basically for every dollar in dividends you're getting, you're losing a dollar off the share price. So I'm not sure why Andre Brown thinks he's blocked. I never blocked you. I like your name actually, but who knows? The YouTube censors have a mind of their own. Damon Rydell showed up. Hello, yes, I did the numbers on KLIP and am a bit concerned. I have 100,000 I want to dump into it, but I'm not too sure it's not a dividend trap. Yeah, I don't think you want to put that much into it. If you notice, every time KLIP paid out a dividend, the price dropped by that. It's like telepathy here. Great minds think alike. I just said the same thing. The price dropped by the same amount or even more. If you reinvested the dividend, you would still be negative cash. 100% agree. Oh, and look who showed up. So I'm so happy that you found my email because I think it took you the longest to find it. So really proud of you. Good job there. I did get your email today. And I'm definitely going to reach out to him. I haven't had a chance yet, but wasn't even going to do a live stream today, but kind of got ghosted by these other channels, I guess. So, and who knows? I don't know who this person is, but let's see. Well, I know who you all are, but I'm just thinking out loud here. Then when you look at the expense ratio of 0.99, this seems like a trap. Yeah, like Admiral Akbar said, it's a trap for those of you Star Wars fans. Let's see what we got here. What drives the NAV price of these firms? Implied volatility plus share price. Oh, I like your abbreviations there, KJK. Good. Let's see what we got here. I was typing yesterday in your chat, and my messages weren't showing up. Oh, it wasn't me. I didn't even see you. Because your name stands out to me with a name like that, and especially with a picture like that, definitely stands out to me. So no, I wouldn't. I don't block anybody. I don't believe in censorship, but something must have happened on YouTube's side. So, and then we have RXXX here. Thanks for these later night streams. Appeals to a niche crowd. Yeah, well, I was going to do like an hour ago, but, I was kind of on the fence about it, I guess. But nothing like dinner and a show, So, what's this mean? Are we moving yet? I don't have any plans to move at the moment. I'm fairly stationary. Moving as far as what? Let's roll. Yeah, well, we will. I'm going to get him on. I won't eat when he's on. I'll be more professional than that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to get him on for sure. Ratio. I know. I'm teasing you. Fat fingers. Oh, Engineer Blake showed up. KLIP is another one that needs hedged with puts. Hey, did your next article make it into Seeking Alpha? I think I got a comment from you today about that. Hopefully your other article made it. IEP's ex-dividend date is Friday. Oh, man. They've got to sustain a dividend on top of all their losses. That's not going to be fun for them. They've been in free fall mode. How did they do today? Oh, they went up 9 cents. So we got 9 cents. Well, I'm not in it. Thank God. At the moment. And I can't even believe I'm saying that. This has been one of my favorite. The yield is up to 25.28%. So since April 18th, we've fallen almost $20 a share. Since May 4th, we've recovered. It came back like $7. This is weird. This almost looks manipulated. So I guess I can pull that one up on the screen. But as far as KLIP, I gave you my analysis for KLIP. I told you it'd be a short clip of the video, even though that's the title. But that's my take on it. So if you want to lose share price and get it back in dividend, you knock yourself out. You'll end up basically for every dollar dividend you get, it's dropping a dollar. So I don't see how you come out ahead. All right, so I guess we can pull up IEP and then we'll pull up some of the other fan favorite ones. And once I get this guy Jay on, I can tell him, most of my videos have been about these three, the TSLY, Aptly, and OARK. And now, of course, we've got NVDY. So there's four of them. So Icon has not had an iconic performance so far this year, especially within the last month. And oh, look at that. It was up 0.26% today. I keep seeing that number over and over again. 9 cents. Tomorrow it's up 29 cents in the after hours, or 0.85%. I'm waiting for one of you to go, how does he know that? I'm just looking at the screen here. If Yahoo knows it, the general public should definitely know it. But anyway, yeah, look at that. May 19th, $2. So they've got to sustain a $2 dividend. So the stock should come down by $2. And this $8, that's what they pay per year per share. $8 dividend is 25% now, so from that standpoint, we got a dividend percentage raise because the stock is dropping so much. So that's really not a good thing, but it's going to show up on a lot more people's radars. Now look at this. They've missed earnings the last 4 quarters. Now earnings for August 2nd project higher, even though they missed the last one. So I don't know, the analysts aren't really under the rescue here. Some of the other companies, some of the other big buzz companies, I've noticed that what'll happen when they miss earnings, it seems like the analysts kind of throw them a bone and they'll project earnings to be way less so that they can easily exceed the threshold, it seems like. But looks like they're not throwing Icon Enterprises a bone. Must be because he supported Trump. Oop, did I say that? I don't know if he still does or not. But anyway, thinking out loud here. All right. Let's see here. My understanding is the algorithm is implied volatility. I like your abbreviations. Looks like IVE plus share price. Tesla had annual meeting today. Positive vibes. I watched Musk interview post AM. Sounded calm and clear. Oh, I was hoping you were going to tell me you were in the boardroom, that you're on a first name basis with Elon. Because I know you call all these other fund managers. But no, I wouldn't think you knew Elon Musk. But it would be cool if you did. All right, Engineer Blake, I submitted it last night, still waiting on their editors to either approve it or send it back to me for changes. It should be up within a day or two. Hey, just tell them you're a fan of this channel. It may help you get the article up. Who knows? Damon Rydell says, USOI is also scary because it's owned by Credit Suisse. It could be a candidate for a rug pull. Oh, that's another one we got to look at. Another bad one that you all keep mentioning. I don't know why you all keep mentioning these same ones. And it dropped today, even though the iPhone doesn't show me hardly anything. It dropped today. So let's see what we got here. And that is weird for the person that said their comments were blocked yesterday. It definitely wasn't on my end. I didn't see every comment that comes in, I put up. So anyway. Well, we can look at USOI, I guess. Let me see. I got a question for you all. Random question, kind of a live poll, which are the best polls, by the way. If I was to brand my own coffee and call it like THB coffee, would you all buy it? Because I have my own, unique way of doing it. I think successful people like their coffee, especially strong coffee, right? So Door Gunner showed up and said, hello, everyone. So I think my California folks are going to be showing up here because you're 3 hours behind. Icon bought more shares of IEP. Well, of course he did. He's going to buy. The insiders are going to buy their own shares, right? I'm just waiting for the people in Congress to buy. That's when we'll know it's going to turn around. What I wonder, do you think, because I know the government kind of picks and chooses who they want to rescue, do you think they would save or come to the aid of Icon Enterprises? Or would they throw them under the bus? Because for reasons I might have slipped and said earlier, they may just throw them under the bus. All right, $2 is enough that it's worth playing a front put ratio spread for the X date. Not only would you make money on the change in share price, but also profit from IV crush. Your comment's a little over my head at this hour. I'm gonna have to read that twice. $2 is enough that it's worth playing a front. I actually don't know what a front put ratio spread is. You want to explain to the audience? I know the coach doesn't know, right? A front put ratio spread for the X date. Not only would you make money on the change in share price, but also profit from implied volatility crush. It sort of makes sense what you're saying. I'm wondering, does your engineering background help you to master all these option strategies? Because some of these seem so complicated. All right, so you prefer classic Italian roast, so you wouldn't buy my coffee? Oh, come on. You got to buy my coffee at least once. I mean, classic Italian roast is good and all, but it wouldn't be THB coffee. But it's something that's been, up here in the works for a while. Just got to find the right people to do it, And yes, when you're an entrepreneur, it's never too late for coffee. Oh, good. We got our explanation here. Arrived very quickly. That's buying one at the money put and then selling two or more out of the money puts at a much lower strike. Is that like an iron condor? Or is an iron condor one put and one call? I actually have my options cheat sheet on the fridge over here. Let me see if it's mentioned. I hate to take this down because then I'm going to have to like rearrange it. This is like the coach's play sheet here. I think I showed this before. Something I got for free. Because like the saying goes, if it's free, it's for me, right? But it was one of those, they try to, there's so many of these things. I'm sure those of you that watch me, which is all of you on here, you get all these ads for different, options, courses and coaching and whatnot. And a lot of these things try to bait you in with freebies like this, but they'll end up getting you, if you're not careful, they'll have some thousands of dollars, worth of programs to sell you. But anyway, this is like my options cheat sheet here. So if the strategy's not on here, it must not be any good, right? I'm just kidding. Oh, look at you. You love good coffee. Well, then you would love my coffee. Customize patentable blend. It's very strong, I'll tell you. It has basically espresso in it. All right, let's see. So that was called at the money put. No, you called it something else up here. It's a little late for these kind of option strategies, honestly. Where was your comment? We're going from coffee discussion to advanced option strategies here. Oh, there's a reverse iron condor. Strategy designed to be used when you are expecting an underlying security to make a sharp move in price, but you aren't sure which direction that move will be. So you could profit either way, I guess. I've got a covered put. I've got a bear call spread, naked short put. And those are the only ones on the play sheet. We'll have to add some more strategies here. Where was your comment? Well, I agree with this. I don't know if I skipped over this or not, but I agree. You probably would need to hedge KLIP if you're going to even bother being in it at all. Okay, and then let's see here. Front put ratio. No, it's not on the cheat sheet. Oh, well. So front put ratio spread. So that's buying one at the money put, buying one at the money put. Dang, where did it go? I lost it. There's new comments that are kind of bumping the whole thread up. Darn it. Buying one at the money put, then selling two or more out of the money puts at a much lower strike. Okay, well, we'll take your word for it. That's the strategy. That's the front put spread. All right. $2 dividends really attractive at that price. Well, of course it is, but for those of you that have been holding the bag all year, you're not too happy. Shouldn't we ask Jay or another about the dividend dropping the share price of Tesla, NVDY, Apple? They all correlate with their index single share. Why is KLIP different? Well, KLIP isn't part of. It's not part of Yield Max, right? I mean, you would know that better than me, right? They're not part of Yield Max. Ah, look here, a Denny Keaton sighting. Howdy. Um. All right. So yeah, KLIP is not part of the Yield Max. So I don't know why we would ask Jay about that, unless you know something I don't. So we'll pull up who votes for seeing that email. I'm not going to show the person's name or email that sent it, but I want to pull up what they talked to him about. Now, what does this mean? KLIP tracks Queb. What is that? Queb. Do I still like golf? Yeah, I do. I want to get some golf, actually. That's probably at the top of my list, actually. Let's look at how that one's doing. 1568. Very choppy. Look at that. Very choppy. Year to date. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to pull this up. This might be a good buying point. Thanks. I'm glad you mentioned that. Andre Viao, who does the home inspections, right? KLIP is for Crane shares and tracks Queb. But what is Queb? Damon Rydell says KLIP is different because they are actually selling covered calls on a bucket of tech stocks. YieldMax sells synthetic covered calls or poor man's covered calls. Well, the word synthetic sounds better, so I'd probably go with synthetic because I just pick whatever strategy sounds fancier. That's what I do. Because whoever can come up with a better name usually knows what they're doing more, right? Just kidding a little bit, but so KLIP is selling covered calls on a basket of tech stocks. Well, tech hasn't been doing too well, but yeah, KLIP. I'm telling you, I kind of gave my 2 or 3 cents on KLIP in the beginning of the video, and not too huge of a fan. Queb is Crane shares, TR, CSI, China, Internet, ETF. Oh, that's right, something to do with Internet, China, and Internet. Yeah, basket. Yep, I figured that out. Okay, so now what do we want to look at here? Oh, golf. Yeah, we had a golf mention. Oh, it's funny. I was thinking golf. It's just missing the L, and it would be golf, right? Any golfers in the audience here? 1568. Now, it doesn't show net asset value here, but I think we're pretty much, we might be fairly valued here. It might be time to get in. You know what's funny? I'll drink this coffee and I'll fall right asleep. So I don't even know why I'm doing it. Don't even ask me. It tastes good, I guess. The coffee creamer tastes good. The THB coffee, the patentable flavoring. All right, so 1568. So the 8 and the 6 reversed from the previous close, 18 cents or 1.13%, right? And what do we have here? 13.73% dividend, earnings date. Oh, does this have earnings? I always thought this was an ETF. How do we have an earnings date then? That's strange. You know who I haven't seen in a while? I haven't seen my Canadian fans in a while. I wonder where they are. It's been a little while here. I'm getting concerned. All right, let's see. Oh, had a few more of you show up. Queb plus equal China Internet. Okay, you capitalize it. Now I get it. Now that's capitalized, I got it now. Hoffman Unfiltered. Yeah, I got your email too, so thanks for sending that. Queb, Alibaba, 10 cent, PDD. What's PDD? I have bought from Alibaba. I got a Lightning jersey from them. Really nice, but it took 2 tries, and I got another jersey for free that I can sell for like way more money. TNT Coffee equals morning, THB equals daytime, THC equals evening. You got jokes, huh? Maybe, depending on what state you're in. Some of these states, you know, you're playing lands and you smell it in the air. That's funny. I knew that was coming. It's only 1 letter away. But TNT, I mean, you need TNT to wake you up in the morning if you're not a morning person, I guess. So, all right, let's stop sharing here. And what else do we want to look at here? Who votes for seeing the email? Let me see if I can pull up the email without doxing anybody here. Let's see here. All right, I'll just read what he said, and we're going to try to get him on here pretty soon. So that is cool that this J person, that is cool that he responds to to everybody. Okay, so the question was about how the dividends are calculated, and this was really good information, I thought. And he was even willing to set up a call with the person. So the dividends are driven by the gains and losses from trading during the previous month. The main contributor of the monthly gains and losses is selling calls. In a very simple example using TSLY, if the fund has a value of 50 million and we sell calls throughout the month for a net profit of 2 million, the fund will distribute that amount as the dividend at 4%, $2 divided by 50. I don't know where he came. Oh, 50 million. So, okay, so he's saying, this is a pretty good explanation actually. So he's saying net profit of 2 million on the calls. If the fund has a value of 50 million and we sell calls throughout the month for a net profit of 2 million, the fund will distribute that amount as the dividend at 4%. At times, however, the calls may lose money because the price of Tesla ran up and through the strike price, which makes sense with covered calls, right? When this happens, we'll still deliver the time value earned by selling the calls and cover the losses by rolling up the synthetic long position. So you're still getting the time value, and they sell the calls, cover the losses by rolling them up, which makes sense. That's covered call strategy, right? Even retail investors do that. This allows the losses of the call to be offset with gains on the synthetic stock position, netting out a gain equal to the time value of the call. Using the previous example, let's start again. Let's say the fund is at 50 million in value and calls that are 5% out of the money are sold for 2 million of premium. Now let's say the underlying goes up 10%. The underlying stock position goes from 50 million to 55 million, but the calls that were sold for 2 million now cost 2.5 million to cover or exit. In this situation, we have to cover the calls for a net loss of $500,000, but we'll take profits of 2.5 million on the underlying synthetic stock to net out at 2 million. The fund at this point would be worth 52.5 million and distribute the 2 million in the dividend like before. It gets even more complicated as the stock drops and rebounds quickly. If you'd like to go through an example using actual options we trade as seen in the position on our site, he's open to doing that. So what we'll do, we'll get him on here and he can explain that. But I figured I'd just go ahead and read that email because it made sense to me when I read it this morning. It didn't make as much sense reading it just now, but this morning it did make sense when I was fully alert. Can't buy golf on Robinhood for some reason. I wonder why. That's odd. Very odd. Well, anyway, does anybody have anything else that they want to cover? So I read that email to you all. If you want to hear that again, just play this back once it's published. You just play it back. Otherwise, let's see how we're doing on market news here real quick. Forex factor. I guess the debt ceiling situation is kind of driving the market or the drop because we kind of had a free fall today. I think the Dow was down like 336. So let's see. Yeah, we were down 336 in the Dow, 22 in the Nasdaq, 26 in the S&P. There's that number again. Strange. How did let's see, Nvidia was up 2.6. Oh, look who showed up, buying a lot of OARK and KLIP. You've been one of the ones that keeps talking about KLIP, as many people do on here. So I went ahead and figured I'd do a video on it. But I'm kind of to the tail end of this one. Oh, CLM is another one. Is that one worth looking up? CLM, similar, right? similar to the Cornerstone Strategic Value Fund. Oh yeah, we looked at that one before. It's got a 19%, but it's kind of really free fallen since inception. So I'd probably avoid that one with a 10 to 30 foot pole. Robinhood doesn't offer closed-end funds. Well, how dare they? Robinhood needs to get with the times for real. So anyway, all right. Well, good live stream there. Thank you all for showing up. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll try to get one out tomorrow, unless this going on this other channel comes through. Who knows? I guess we're not doing the podcast on here, but you know, it is what it is. So thank you all for tuning in. Didn't expect to do one, but got one out. Hope that was valuable. Email, you know where the email is. Play back the part if you need to for what Jay said, and we're going to get him on the channel soon. So thank you all again. Like, comment, and subscribe. Take care. See you on the flip side. All right.